Record. Okay, awesome. All right, so we are starting chapter 10, the further use of your will. So I'm going to read the first sentence because I always do, because it kind of sets the tone for what this chapter is about. You cannot retain a true and clear vision of wealth if you are constantly turning your attention to opposing pictures, whether they be external or imaginary. So what that means is when he talks about don't tell of your past troubles, don't talk about, don't think about, don't talk about poverty or being broke or being in debt. I mean, you know those things are true if they're true in your situation, right? But if you're talking about them all the time or it's running through your head all the time, then you are creating more of that. That's what's going to continue to show up in your life. Your thoughts, your words create. I always say your words create your world. Your thoughts create your reality, and I didn't make those things up, but I've been saying them for years. So if you keep replaying this, oh my God, I've got this much debt. Oh my God, I've got this much, in school loans or in medical bills or car payments or whatever, then you're going to continue to amass that. So it's switching that mindset, that verbiage, the thoughts to, here's my current situation. I'm not burying my head in the sand and acting like it doesn't exist, but here's what I'm going to focus on. This is what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on these words, these thoughts, these beliefs, this gratitude, this purpose and passion, right? I love at the bottom where he says, don't read books which tell you that the world is coming to an end soon. Don't read the writing of muskratters. Okay, so obviously this is 1910. Or pessimistic philosophers who tell you that it is going to the devil. The world is not going to the devil. It is going to God. It's a wonderful becoming. So sometimes you guys, looking out there in the world, right? If you watch the news, or if you have that kind of stuff in your news feed, if you're listening to talk radio or things like that, or even if you're at work and people are talking about, oh my God, this is going on in the economy, the government, the blah, 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 the politics, the religion, the chaos, the craziness, if that's what's surrounding, like you can paint a really bad picture of the world, of what's going on. And there's a lot of crap going on out there. There is a lot of really bad stuff. But at the end of the day, like you don't have control over any of that out there, right? You don't control the politics or the government or the big pharma or the chaos and craziness that's going on with the media and this football player said this and this one did this. Like at the end of the day, if this was your last day to live, like would those things be the things that you really wanted to focus on? Would you be like, oh, wait, stop. I can't die yet. I've got to watch CNN. I need to know what's going on with Desperate Housewives, and I really need to know, like, what's going to happen next on The Voice. Like, that's really important to me before I leave this earth. You know what I mean? Like that's really where we're at with this. Like, you can't buy into the craziness that's going on out there because it really has nothing to do with your life unless you allow it to. And what is it filling in your mind? Is it even truth? Is this stuff on the news true? You guys have all seen the reporters, if you're here in Florida, of course, in the hurricane, the weatherman in the hurricane season, and oh my God, it's a hurricane and it's windy and he's barely standing and he's, in all this water. And then you see the people walking behind him, do. And there's nothing wrong with them. There's no wind. There's no rain. So if that's made up, like if they exaggerate the severity of the weather for no reason whatsoever, but to put fear in people, what else are they lying about? What else are they exaggerating? The news is not real. It's what's being made up to keep us in fear so that we're not living in faith and on purpose. So you need to make a real conscious decision and choice that you are done with the drama, the chaos, the TV, the news, the talk radio, and even people that talk about it in your life. Like when Brent, he'll say like, okay, I'm like, no, stop. Like what? That has nothing to do with me. I don't care. I do not care. I don't care what's on TV between this person and that person and the president and saying this and these people are saying this. And no, it has nothing to do with me. Am I going to get a tax break on my taxes? That has something to do with me. Yes, sweet. Thank you. Okay, great. Let's keep moving. That's about where I'm at with it because I'm focused on my life, my personal economy, my goals, my dreams, my future, and I create that. So nothing outside of it is going to have effect on it unless I allow it to, right? So you got to get that in check. And on the bottom of the next page where it says, give your attention to holy riches. Do not focus on, when she said this before, don't focus on poverty. Don't focus on the poor. Don't focus on any of that. Like, what's crazy and saying, like, if I really thought that I could make $5 million this year, right? Let's just throw that number out there. If you really were like, if there's no way I physically can make $5 million this year unless God steps in and makes it happen, because I don't have a way how am I going to make $5 million this year? What if you said that to yourself every morning? You look in the mirror and you're like, all right, God, I'm ready for you to show up. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm going to make money. I'm out here to change my life, better myself, improve myself. I'm showing up. You show up. Let's move mountains and give all the glory to you. Give you all the credit, because there's no way I can do it on my own. And so, I love when I can have those conversations with people, when I can say, there's no explanation for this but God. There's no explanation. Don't you want those moments all the time? There's none of those moments on The Voice or Desperate Housewife, or I don't even know what freaking TV shows are on right now. Those are the only two things that I can think of. Nobody's like, oh, those things, those synchronicities, those coincidences, those serendipitous moments, that's God. That's showing that you're tapped in, tuned in, turn the freaking F on and explode in your life, right? That's what that's showing when you have those moments where you're like, oh my God, did this just happen? Yes, that's God showing up. So to become really rich is the noblest aim you can have in life, for it includes everything else. On the competitive plane, the struggle to get rich is a godless scramble for power over others. But in the creative mind, it's all changed. All's possible in the way of greatness, of service, and lofty endeavor comes by way of getting rich, because all is made possible by the use of things. And at the bottom of that paragraph, I underlined where he said, some people remain in poverty because they are ignorant of the fact that there is wealth for them. So I'm here to tell you right now, if you don't realize that there's wealth for you, there is. There is absolutely as much wealth for you as there is for anybody else on this planet. It is your job to show up and to claim it, and then to live your life on passion, on purpose, with passion and faith, and accomplish those goals and dreams with the audacity to do it. I always say, do you have the balls to make your dreams come true? Because that's really it at the end of the day. Do you have what it takes, right? Do you have what it takes at the end of the day to make it happen? You use your will for your highest good. You stay tapped in, tuned in, turned on, connected, and that's what's going to happen. The way to affluence, I love this sentence right here where it says, some people remain in poverty because they are ignorant of the fact that there is wealth for them, and these can be best taught by showing them the way to affluence in your own person and practice. Again, you guys, you are the example. You're the example. So your friends aren't on board with this. They want you to stay where you are. Your family isn't on board with this. I've shared with you my experience with my family, with my mom specifically. We didn't speak for 2 years. And we really still, my parents are not like, oh my God, Stacey, I'm so proud of you. You've done so much with your life. You're so incredible. I'm super grateful for my parents. They instilled confidence and belief in me when I was a kid, when I didn't have it. When I was that shy, awkward little, 3-4-year-old, they put me on that softball field and they groomed me to have this incredible confidence and belief and work ethic. I'm so grateful for them. But they just live their life in drama and chaos. And over the last 40 years, that's what they've been consumed with. So they didn't go down the personal growth and development, improve my life. My mom played with it for a little bit. Then she got scared because she had to start dealing with the negative feelings that were inside of her and the emotions. And she was like, I can't deal with this. I don't want to address this. I don't want to talk about this stuff. And I'm like, all right, fine. Stay where you are in life. And she still is. And that was 8 years ago. So she's still doing the same thing. She's not involved in anything. She still reads her Danielle Steele and her Stephen King and watches her whatever series she watches. I don't know. It's her life. It's not mine, right? It has nothing to do with me. So friends have come and gone, right? At the end of the day, if they're not there to support you and say, you know what, go for your goals and dreams, I'm happy for you, then they're not your friend. That is not a friend. If a friend wants you to be like, I don't want you to go do your side thing. Like you don't even hanging out with us anymore. You know, all you are is you're this, or you're It Works people, or you're wearing all these clothes now, or, you know, you're moved in this house or whatever. Is that a friend? Like, friends should be like, I got a girl that texted me tonight, and we became really good friends after I joined the staging group in Evansville. And she and I stay in touch. She moved away right before I did, to North Carolina, and obviously I moved here to Florida. And so we've stayed in touch through texting, and we've seen each other a couple times, talking on the phone, you know, not very often, but we're both busy moms of kids, and so we text a lot. And so anyway, she texted me tonight. She was like, oh my God, girl, you know, you've got to go to blah, 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 this Facebook page. This is happening right now. It's super incredible. You know, it's on abundance and all this stuff. So that's what you want. You want friends that even if you don't talk every day, they're like, oh my God, I've got something that I thought of you. It would be uplifting and amazing for you, right? You want those people that want to encourage you and to be your best. So happiness comes from being rightly rich. Did you guys see, I don't know if you saw my dream board video I did yesterday. I cut out a little thing that says, it said something, I don't know word for word, but it basically said, if someone says that money doesn't buy happiness, well, then they don't know where to shop. I was like, yes, I'm putting that on my dream board, because people are like, well, money's not going to make you happy. I'm like, it gives you choices. It gives you options. Happiness is an inside game, but I'm sorry, being broke is not freaking happy. That's not happy. Oh, I can't pay my bills. Oh, I can't put gas in my car. Like, who's happy that way? No one can be like, I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm $200,000 in debt. I'm fat. I have no friends. I smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and I drink a bottle of wine every night. I'm so happy. Like, that's not happy, right? Happiness means you are taking care of your body. It's taking care of your physical health. It's taking care of your environment, you know, where you're living. You're taking care of your family, your kids, your future. You're taking care of every aspect of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. When you're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, you are freaking happy. And then what happens is doors are open for you. Options are open for you. Opportunities are open for you. You know, tonight I was saying, Trey, we're going to, you know, make your dream board this weekend, buddy. We've got some time on Sunday. And we started kind of talking about some things that he wanted to put on there. And I said, you know, you need to think about, where do you want to go for your trip this summer, right after you graduate 8th grade. We don't do graduation parties or any of that stuff like I did when I was a kid. We're just going to take you on an experience. Where do you want to go? And he's like, we told him he could take a friend. I was like, what, do you want to go out to Arizona? Dad says he kind of wants to do the Grand Canyon thing. We could do helicopter rides and horseback rides, and, you know, we could do like dune buggies and stuff like that. And he's like, would we be able to take a friend if we went to Europe or something? And I'm like, we could, if the friend's parents didn't care. I mean, we just took Jack on a cruise and we went to, you know, 4 different countries, and his parents didn't care. He has a passport. It's like, we can, if that's where you want to go. If there's somewhere you want to go in Europe, I mean, I'm totally down with that. But, you know, you decide. So you need to start thinking about where you want to go. So what's he do? He starts getting on Instagram, right? And he's going to different, like, searching travel pages and stuff like that on Instagram. Do you think he's going to remember that experience? Just even planning for it, like, oh my gosh, I remember I was thinking about where I wanted to go, and my mom and dad said I could go anywhere I want to go, and I got to take my friend with me, and then we did, and we went all this stuff. Like, the places you get to go, the things you get to experience. He's never going to forget ziplining in the freaking jungle in Honduras. I'm never going to forget it. That was freaking incredible. Crazy incredible. Jungle, like, I'm talking 16 towers, 11 lines, 6,000 feet of zip lining through the jungle, the rainforest, with the damn monkeys everywhere. So that's something you're never going to forget. That's what money can buy, right? And that was fun. We were so happy doing that. So anyway, moving right along. You can serve God and humanity in no more effective way than by getting rich. That is, if you get rich by the creative method and not by the competitive one. So we've talked about that a million times. You know, you're not competing against anybody else. There is no competition. You're not competing against me. You're not competing against anybody, and It Works, not any other distributor, whether they live next door to you or whether they're on social media and you have mutual friends. There's no competition. If you feel like there's someone that's taking your people or someone that's in your city or your area, then you are living in a competitive world, and you need to take a check on that with yourself and say, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel that so-and-so living, Alana, for example, across the street in the neighborhood from me, why would I feel that she could possibly take people in my area? right? I'm like, girl, come in, take them all, sign them all up, right? There's more people for everybody than we even could think about getting through. Like, do you guys drive down the roads? I drive down streets, or when I'm in subdivisions, like when I go to a one-on-one at somebody's house, and I'm like, I've not been in any of these houses. I came across a subdivision yesterday. I was like, I didn't even know this subdivision existed. I mean, it would take me 10 years to get through the damn subdivisions on my road. You know, just going from here to the interstate. I literally could not go house to house, door to door, and service all those people in the next 10 years. There's an abundance of people for everybody. You could have somebody signed up right next to me. Literally in the house right next door, I'd be like, oh my God, that's fabulous. Freaking incredible. So with somebody else to endorse the products and say, oh my God, I use this. Oh, you're a customer with so-and-so? Great. It's not on my team? Fabulous. That's awesome. Okay. So that's the creative mode, saying there's enough for everybody. The more, the better, right? I started where it may sound narrow and egotistical, but consider, there's no more scientific method of computation in mathematics than by addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Thank God. The only thing I think you should have added is percentages, because there are percentages. You know, you get 20% off of this and 30% off of that, and you got to do that math, right? But other than that, we don't need anything else, unless you're like, you know, building bridges, and then you better do some more math. But no other method is possible. There can be but one shortest distance between 2 points. There's only one way to think scientifically, and that is to think in a way that leads to the most direct and simple route to the goal. All right. This is it, to the goal. No one has yet formulated a briefer or less complex system than the one set forth here. There's nothing in here that you don't need. You just need to know this simple system. Okay. And we've talked about it. Step 1, step 2, step 3, right? So after you've made good and become rich, then you can study other systems. That's what I did. I read this book. I showed you guys my book that I still got it right here. It's a hot mess. This book is a hot mess. I mean, just look at the front cover. Look, can you see all this stuff? This is not part of the book. This is stuff that's been spilled on it. And if you guys look at the pages, look, writing, highlighting, over and over. I've written in it over and over, read it over and over, right? And I write in it, reread. Did you see that? Right? This is the first book I read, because I printed it off, because I didn't even know that we didn't have Amazon. There was no Amazon 14 years ago, people. So that was on the internet. I got on the internet 14 years ago. How did that happen? I don't even have a clue, right? I still remember going to the library in the damn microfiche section and sitting there with reels of stuff in the library, I don't even know what that was. It was called a microfiche thing at the college. It was so bizarre. But anyway, I printed that off and I read it over and over and over again. And I read it daily. And I just kept ingraining and reprogramming my subconscious mind to these beliefs, this system, this truth, over and over and over again. After I did that, I told you at the end of my first year in network marketing, I made $250,000. I mean, what if I said, read this book, read it over and over again every day, read something from it, read a paragraph from it, apply something in this book every single day, and at the end of the next 12 months, you'll have made at least $100,000. I mean, I made $250,000 14 years ago. So if I did that, what could you do? Right? Because I didn't have any social media. I had to do it all belly to belly, every single ounce of it, which is fabulous. Still love belly to belly. Would you do it? Like, is making that money, paying off that debt, having that freedom, having those choices and options that important to you? Do you have your dream board yet? Do you know what your goals are for this year? Do you know what you want to accomplish? Is that set in stone? Like when I did, microfiche, what the hell is microfiche, Alana? I love you. When I did my dream board, I got done with it. I was like, yes, this dream board freaking rocks. I'm going to do a live and I'm going to do a tour of it because it's so freaking incredible. I got to put it out there to the whole world. I think I've had like 500 views, but whatever. So the whole world has been announced. This is what Stacey Holwiger is going to accomplish this year. But do you know what's happened to my inbox in the last 24 hours? People out of the blue that I wasn't even friends with, that I don't even know, or that I'm friends with on Facebook and I don't even know. They're messaging me going, you're such an inspiration. You've inspired me. I've been watching you. I've been following you. This is what I've done in my life. I had a girl message me today that I'm not even friends with that told me that my daughter, Taylor, and her best friend's son, Bryce, were at the hospital together, 12 years ago, which obviously I know, her very well, her best friend and her son. They were on the same floor and everything. So we spent a lot of time together that year. And he lived too, thank God. But she said, I followed your daughter and your story for the last 12 years. And she said, I had cancer 3 years ago, and I started applying everything that you were teaching and detoxifying and alkalizing my body and the foods that I've been eating. I've been watching your journey, and I am 100% completely cancer free. And I've got a completely different mindset. I know where the cancer came from. It wasn't from genes. It wasn't from hereditary. It wasn't from this. It was from the food. I was consuming cancer feeds on sugar, and I would have never known that had I not followed you. I mean, I'm covered in goosebumps. That's freaking life-changing shit right there. That I didn't even know this girl. I didn't even know she was following me. We've never had a conversation. We're not even friends on Facebook, but she's been following me all these years. That's what I'm talking about living on purpose, following the system, putting your goals and dreams out there, and going for it. You never know who's watching, whose life you're going to impact. You drop that stone in the water, the ripple effect, you'll never know. But you are living for that ripple effect. Like, what can I do personally to change my life, to be that example for my family, my future, and that ripple effect that's going to impact tens and hundreds of thousands of people. That's what I live for anyways. That's my purpose. That's my passion, right? And then it just comes back to me. Every day people are messaging me and putting comments on my Facebook, and I'm like, wow, it's because of this book, because of Getting Rich. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner space of the universe. A thought, your thought in this substance produces a thing that's imaged by the thought. I'm not going to read the rest of it to you, but you can see where it says in bold, purpose and faith, unwavering faith and belief. What is your purpose? So many people get stumbled and hung up on, why am I here? What did God create me to do? What am I designed to do? What is it that fires me up, that lights me on fire? Where's my passion? And I found through being in network marketing, the vehicle of network marketing, the industry of network marketing, the unlimited amount of abundance in all areas of your life, personal growth and development, physical improvement, financial improvement, emotional, freaking incredible improvement, right? Network marketing's the vehicle. It works as the vehicle that allows you to cultivate those inner passions. What fires me up? Like me, I'm all about, inspiring people with this personal growth and development. It may not be your game. You may not be interested, like you want to read it or take part in it, but you may not want to teach it. It may not be your thing, but maybe you're fired up talking about, XYZ product because you've had X amount of results from it and you cannot stop talking about it because you feel incredible, right? So it's a nutritional, maybe it's a physical thing for you, right? That you want to tell everybody how much weight, like Alicia, how much weight have you lost? Buku, Caitlin, Buku, Alana, Buku, Kelsey, same thing, right? You guys, Holly, everybody has improved their health. So maybe you're fired up and passionate about educating other people. Going for 30 more, Caitlin, you can totally do it, girlfriend. Thermofite X, 30 pounds, 90 days, no problem. So that's that passion, that excitement. Then what's that going to lead to? Like, what's a hobby of yours that you're going to put maybe on the back burner for a hot second and say, I don't have time for this right now. I got to build my multi-million-dollar business, but this is my passion. This is my fire. This is what I'm passionate about doing. What is it? Maybe it's painting. Maybe you want to be more of an artist. So what happens if you're able to quit your day job, or what happens if you're able to make enough money that you can pursue that passion, and maybe you can paint and, paint for nursing homes, go and involve. Maybe you like working with elderly people. Maybe you like working with children. I don't know what your passion is. I don't know what you're fired up on, but I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to guarantee you that through network marketing, you can discover what your purpose in life is. By just being committed and consistent with getting out there and adding value to other people's lives, you'll unlock so many doors inside of yourself. It's going to be mind-blowing. But living on that purpose and faith, okay? Right now, you can say, I don't know what I'm like designed to do here, what I'm here to do, but my purpose is to pay off this debt. My purpose is to take my family on a trip to Disney. My purpose is to, like Caitlin, buy a house for our family. That's my purpose. That's what I'm here for right now. Well, it works as your vehicle to allow you to be able to do that. And through that process, the person that you become in the process of attaining that goal is going to unlock those inner fires inside of you that you're like, wow, I didn't even know, I forgot this existed. This was something I wanted to do when I was a kid. I forgot all about this. Or I used to love this when I was in high school, and I kind of let it go to the wayside because, I got pregnant and, I got married and kids, or, I whatever, and I moved away and I just got away from it. And then boom, here it comes back in your life again. So it's super cool. And you've seen that probably with a lot of leaders. Different people have that have achieved financial success. It gives us freedom. It gives us choices. It gives us abilities to be able to do other things with our money, with our time, to be able to pursue other passions inside of us. Not that we're not in It Works. Obviously we are 100%. You'd be a fool not to be, because this compensation plan is freaking incredible. And the company is freaking incredible. And so that allows us to have that freedom and flexibility. So chapter 11, y'all ready? This is your one and only hobby, passion. I want this to be a rental. Yes. And you want a new house. Absolutely. But you're still going to be in an area for those baby girls to be around other kids, because that's super important that your kids are around other kids and they can just go play. So I'm just going to be your mother there and tell you that. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So thought is the creative power, or the impelling force that causes the creative power to act. Thinking in a certain way will bring riches to you, but you must not rely upon thought alone, paying no attention to personal action. We've talked about this before, which is fabulous. This is acting in a certain way. So on the bottom of this page, I circled and starred. A person must not only think, but his personal action must supplement his thought. By thought, you can cause the gold in the hearts of the mountains to be impelled towards you, but it will not mine itself, refine itself, coin itself into double edges or double eagles, and come rolling along the road, seeking its way to your pocket. Does you know what that means? You can't just sit back and think about it and be like, oh, I just want to make $100,000 this year. And it just happens. It doesn't work that way. Right? It's that action. Give God something to bless. You must so arrange your business affairs that you are able to receive it when it comes to you. Your thought makes all things animate and inanimate, animate and inanimate work to bring you what you want. So tangible, non-tangible, right? But your personal activity must be such that you can rightly receive what you want when it reaches you. Do you guys remember when he talked about this before, where he said it's through the action that the blessings come? It's through the action that the money comes. You have to be in the receptive mode to get it. You can say you want it, and so God, the universe, this formless substance knows what you're putting out there, your thought that you want. But it only is going to come to you when you are in activity, when you are in action. That's when it comes. That's when you're in the receptive mode. When you're at a party and this rock star walks in the door and she signs up and blows it out of the water, you were in activity, right? You didn't know her, but she showed up to the party and she signed up, right? Or when you're on your social media, you're on your live and this girl's been watching you and you see, oh my gosh, so-and-so followed. Who is she? And you reach out to her and you're like, hey girl, I saw you liked my live. Oh my God, great to connect with you. And she strikes up a conversation and she's ready to blow it out of the water. It was you putting out the activity. That's where you're going to get, and that's where it's going to start to speed up faster. The more activity you have, the more action you're in, the more you're in the receptive mode, gives you less time to doubt, to worry, to fret, to stress, to be in fear, anger, resentment, guilt. All that crap will stop your business in a heartbeat. It'll stop your success in a heartbeat. So when you're in action and when you're in activity, then that is what is going to be your key to your success, right? Yeah, that's what happened today. Good job, Holly. Sold a Fit 30. Yep. Yep, it was all her. She was straight ready to buy because you were tapped in, tuned in, turned on. That's it, right? Your faith and purpose positively impress your vision upon formless substance, which has the same desire for more life that you have. And this vision, okay, look what I did at the top of this. This This means it's super, super, super important when I do these like squiggly lines. I don't know what I'm doing. Like when I'm writing and highlighting, I'm just like scribbling, right? So received from you sets all the creative forces at work in and through their regular channels of action, but directed towards you. It is not your part to guide or supervise a creative process. All you have to do is to retain your vision, stick to your purpose, and maintain your faith and gratitude. That sounds super simple, right? That sounds super simple. All I have to do is be creative, retain my vision, stick to my purpose, and maintain my faith and gratitude. I've got that no problem. And then my husband comes in, has got 50 kinds of shit going on and all this stuff and these workers and these people, and you hear all this drama and you're like, your energy just drops, plummets, right? Or so-and-so coworker at work is like, blah, 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 blah. You're like, boom, right? You're just sinking like a ship and you're like on cloud nine and all of a sudden somebody's around and you plummet. Has that happened to you? Have you guys ever experienced that where you could be perfectly fine? Alana, I know you have with your mother. Please, I know you have, right? I've seen those texts, girlfriend. I mean, I'd be like, oh, woman, oh, God bless your soul, right? Like, we no longer know each other. Well, you no longer exist to me, right? Every damn day. So what can you do to, because it sounds simple and easy to retain your vision, stick to your purpose, maintain your faith and gratitude. Like, how can you do that when someone's a shithead to you? When someone's in your face and they're screaming and yelling and they're acting like an idiot and their life sucks and they're taking it out on you? Like, how can you keep yourself up and positive? How can you keep yourself in that space? What are some things you can do? Stay away, obviously, yeah. That's why you're taking him to conference. That will help a lot if a spouse can come to conference, green carpet, one team mission, things like that. A lot of times people do see, what's the word I'm looking for? Resistance from their spouse. Probably because mostly, I'm just going to be honest with you, men, you all know this, men don't like change. Right? They like things to stay the same, to be more comfortable. Very few men are like, I want to try something new. Let's do new experiences. I want to become my next level version of me. I want to grow myself. I want to change who I am. I want to become a better person. Like most men, that's not their game. Now we know very well at Tony Robbins events, when you go there, the majority of the room is men because they're all about business, money, and up in their game. But they're not in it at the same way women are with the same verbiage. Okay? So a lot of men, unless they're like in a high profile business job, or they're an entrepreneur, or they're business owner, they're a small business owner, large business owner, your employees, I'll just say that, your employees a lot of times are more, maybe not dreamers and big thinkers. Okay, just from my experience. I mean, Brent's never been an employee, but he's also not been one of those guys that's like, yeah, let's go to that event. I'm going to book us out for this. Let's go walk on coals. I want to try not to burn my feet. 2,200 degrees hot coals, Tony Robbins. Day one, firewalkers. He's like, I'm not going. I'm like, you are freaking going. Yes, you are, because your shit needs to change. And so a lot of times, how do we do it? We have to work on ourselves because I can't change him. I can't make him into somebody else. I can expose him to what I'm doing. I can take him to conference. I can take him to the Tony Robbins, or I can suggest he goes to the Tony Robbins things with me, right? What I did for the first one is I got a group of us. I can't go to all the Works conferences. Oh, when we were in Arbonne, all those conferences, he loved it. But mostly because he's blue and he's like, oh, there's going to be a party. We're going to go to conference and party. We're going to be able to have drinks on Thursday night. We're going to go to dinner. We'll have lunch. We'll have some cocktails. He's got a lot of blue in him. And so when it was Tony Robbins' time, I'm like, we're going up to the next level. And he's like, I don't really want to go. So I had a group of people come down here. There was 8 of us that came, 8 people that came down from Kentucky and from Indiana. And I'm like, so all the guys are riding together. You're going to drive them. All the girls are riding together. I'm going to drive them. And we're all going to West Palm and we're going to do this UPW thing. He's like, oh, West Palm. We're going to get to go see boats. We can go to marinas. We'll have great seafood. We'll get to hang out. We'll have some drinks, go out for dinner after the workshop during the day. He didn't look at the itinerary, right? He's not looking online to know the itinerary. The itinerary is 3 days, 60 hours, kickoff, walking on hot coals, 2,200 degrees that day. And then diving into the deepest shit you've ever experienced, annihilating limiting beliefs. He had no clue. So what happens is all these people show up to our house late on whatever night, like Wednesday night, and we're leaving at like 6 a.m. Thursday morning. So the guys start talking, and he's like, what are we doing? We don't have time to go see boats. We don't have time to have dinner. I'm going to be stuck in a conference room. And he was pissed. He was pissed the whole way there because he didn't want change. He didn't want to change. Yes, ate out of a cooler. Yes, we absolutely ate out of a cooler for 3 days because it is from like whatever, 7 a.m. until 3 a.m. So you get a little hot 4-hour break to, like sleep and shower barely. That's it. And you're screaming and yelling and dancing and, all the craziness is going on. What happened when he was there? It totally transformed him. He was like, oh my God, this is the best thing in the whole world. I'm so glad I listened to you. I'm so glad I went. But he resisted the whole way. But the thing is, I was strong enough in myself. You've got to be strong enough in yourself to say, you know what? I'm ready for our next level life. I feel like this is going to benefit not only me and you. I'm going. Whether you go or not, I don't care. But I'm not going to come back the same person. And I want you to come back. I want you to go, and I want you to come back with me as the new and next level us. Right? And if you don't have a spouse, it's totally fine. Obviously, then you're like, I'll do whatever I want. It's my life, right? Maybe I'll find that next level spouse there at that event. Right? Alana saw that hot dude in the suit. You're like, taking pictures of him trying to be all nonchalant. So there's a lot of hot men at these events if you're looking for a man or woman, whatever. But if you're strong enough in your purpose, your faith, what you know you want for your life, then you will either inspire him or her to go with you, or you're going to go it alone. And maybe they're fine with you doing your thing. And maybe things happen, like I'm just going to use Alana as an example. She realized there's more out there. And she had obviously many conversations. Hey, I want our life to, improve. I want to be able to do things. And he was like, nope, I'm out. I want none of that. I'm just going to go to my job and be a plumber and come home and sit on the TV, couch, whatever, and go to bed. And then the next day I'm going to go do it again. I'm going to do it again and do it again. And she's like, I want more. I want more. I want more. And it was a no. So sometimes that happens, right? So I'm super grateful that my husband's, even though he's sometimes fought me kicking and screaming, he's still there going, okay, deep breath. I know this is right. We got to improve ourselves, work on ourselves, and grow ourselves. So that comes from you, that last sentence, sticking to your purpose, retaining your vision, and maintaining your faith and gratitude, even when people around you are shitty or not supportive or not on board with what you're doing. You've got to say, you know what? At the end of the day, it's me. It's my life, and I don't want to look back and have any regrets. I don't want to look back and go, man, I'm so grateful I sat on the couch and vegged out with freaking pork rinds and popcorn and chips and Cokes and, cigarettes and wine and watched, Netflix series for 12 years before I died. Nobody says that's what I want in my life. So you've got to be bold enough to say, I want more, and I'm willing to work for it. It's going to be uncomfortable to work for it. Change is sometimes and most likely uncomfortable. You're eliminating old things in the past, right? So at the bottom of this page, halfway almost the bottom, the critical point in The Science of Getting Rich, right here, where thought and personal action must be combined. By thought, the thing you want is brought to you. By action, you receive it. And on the next page, I underline where he says, put your whole mind into present action. Do not give your creative impulse to original substance and then sit down and wait for results. If you do, you're never going to get it. Act now. So for me, like when I post on social media, it's an inspired moment. It's like I was telling Pam, we were talking about our morning routine because last night we went to watch the Rachel Hollis Made for More documentary, a group of us girls did. And she was talking about your morning routine. It has to be impeccable. Every single day, you have to have a morning routine. And these are your rituals, and this is what you stick to. And after we got out of the movie, I said, for me, my morning routine is set my alarm for the very last second, get up, brush my teeth, change my clothes, get Taylor up in her wheelchair, fed or start her food, and get out the door to the gym. That is my routine. There is no get up and create this space and read these books and meditate and do all this. It's a no for me. I'm your night owl. I'm going to do all that stuff before I go to bed. I trained myself years ago in high school. Whatever I needed to know for the next day is going to be impressed in my subconscious mind. And that's what I'm going to go to sleep with, because that stuff, osmosis, is real. You want to know this stuff even more? Put this damn book under your pillow and see what doesn't happen over the course of the next year, right? Read a chapter, throw it under your pillow. Read a chapter, throw it under your pillow. Throw it on your nightstand next to you. That's what I do. I put my books next to me on my nightstand. But that impressing into my subconscious mind at night before I go to sleep has reprogrammed my mind over the years. If the morning's your time, great. But I told her, I said, what happens to me when I go to the gym, I'm on that treadmill and I'm looking at myself. And the thing above the treadmill that I go to, I say my treadmill, I go to number 7. But the thing above it says, the only competition is looking you in the mirror right now. There's like a little wall thing, and it says your competition is in the mirror. That's it. I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at those words, and all these ideas for posts start to come in. All these ideas or people's names pop in. Oh, I need to reach out to her. All this divine inspiration and download starts coming through when I'm in the gym. I'm not thinking about anything. Really, I'm trying hard not to think about anything other than, the speed that I'm going and making sure I don't fall off the damn treadmill or that I'm actually doing the weights correctly in the weight room so that, one doesn't go flying or my body actually hits the bench the way it's supposed to. But other than that, I'm not thinking about anything else. So it's a space for God to come in. And that's my morning routine. And then I come home and get my coffee and then pop all the stuff throughout the day. Ooh, that idea. Ooh, that post. Oh, yeah, I need to message her. Ooh, I need to reach out to her. Oh my God, I need to do these things. Okay. And so my, personal growth and development, my journaling, my meditating, all of that takes place at night when the house is quiet. It's always worked for me. Everybody goes to bed. Stacy has her time. Whether it's an hour, 2 or 3, whatever. For me, before I go to bed, there is no messaging, texting. Like, I'm going to put the thing on mute because I need to connect. I need to fill my cup. I need to have time for me. And I need to be able to, I use a gratitude journal every night. And I told you guys about mine, the magic, those paragraphs. I need to really focus in on what I'm grateful for, that I have and that I've done, that I've accomplished, and what I want next. And I need to put thought into that. I don't need my phone dinging at me 12 times while I'm trying to connect to my life and my purpose. So when I'm meditating, that thing's on airplane mode. I could give 2 rats ass about who's messaging me at 11 o'clock at night. I want to get tapped in, tuned in, turned on before I go to bed. And so I want to be connected and I want to feel incredible. So I go to sleep on purpose, knowing that, whatever divine inspiration or information that came through or whatever questions I have that I want to answer the next day, they're coming. The people are coming in. The business is growing. And get this is what's kind of cool for all of you that are on here. I don't know how many there are, maybe 12 of you guys. You're in my downline. So you're a part of everything that I'm journaling about and meditating about in my organization, my paycheck, my growth in my business. Oh, that means it's affecting your life. Do you realize that? What I am doing is affecting your life. Some of you, I specifically write your names. I think last night, Alana, I put your name. No, it was the night before last, because last night it was Taylor's birthday, so it was all about her. But the night before, Alana, I'm journaling about you, your name in my gratitude journal, because that's just what pops in my mind. Specific thing to be grateful for. And at different times, I write different people's names, and other times I write about this organization or this person or this type of people, these qualities and characteristics of the people that are in my business. That's you. You're here. You're showing up to this. So you're someone that I have journaled about. The qualities and characteristics of who you are, the friendships that have formed over this business. That's been created through me writing in my gratitude journal at night. I've written my life into existence on those pages. And I'm not talking about one, I'm talking about hundreds of gratitude journals over the last 14 years. I've got them everywhere. I really need to get them all together. Like, wouldn't that be incredible? I need to do that. I need to put them all together, but they're all over. I've got tubs of gratitude journals, and then I've got them sprinkled out throughout, different bookshelves, and I've got books everywhere. But anyway, one of my babysitters the other day, she's 65. She's a retired special needs assistant, and she goes, have you read all these books over here? And it was just one area in my office around the front of my desk. And I'm like, yeah, I've read almost every book in my house. There's some newer ones that I haven't read yet. There's some books that I haven't read, but I'll read them. I'll get to them. But yeah, I've read all these books. And she's like, you must know a lot of stuff. And I'm like, well, I love to read. I love to learn. So I do have a lot of books. I love books. I'll never forget my first Arbonne conference, and Jack Canfield was speaking, and he said, your library will determine your bank account. Your library will determine your bank account. He didn't say the 2 books that are sitting on your nightstand and that's all you have to your name. He said your library. The library that you have, meaning a library of books that you amass over your lifetime, will determine your bank account. I'm like, well, this is one rich dude. He created Chicken Soup for the Soul. Jack Canfield. Y'all know Chicken Soup for the Soul. He and Mark Victor Hansen have written the Chicken Soup for the Souls. I think he's figured out some secrets to life, right? He has a great book, The Success Principles. It's like that thick. I'll never forget reading that. I've read that probably 2 or 3 times, listened to it on audio. Fabulous book. Fabulous book. Brilliant man. Love him. Love him to pieces. So don't wait for a change of environment before you act. Get a change of environment by action. If you don't like where you're at, if you don't like your situation, if you don't like your job, if you don't like your spouse, if you don't like your health, act. Change things immediately to get that change, right? You change, things will change. So hold on to the vision and act now. Begin now to perform these actions in a certain way, which will surely make you rich. On the next page where it says, hold the vision of yourself in the right business with the purpose to get into it and the faith that you will get into it and are getting into it, but act in your present business. This is where I've talked to you guys about this before. You know, when I was teaching, I didn't want to be teaching anymore, but I'm not going to let those kids down. I'm not going to not do my job. I'm not going to not be present there. I'm going to do my job, but I'm also going to do my side hustle, right? And act accordingly in my current position. I'm going to do the best I can here, because if I'm doing the best I can here, I'm going to be doing the best I can here. If I slack off at this job and I don't do things I'm supposed to, I don't fulfill my responsibilities, what does that say about this part over here? I'm going to slack off and I'm not going to fulfill my responsibilities and I'm not going to do my best job. You either are one or the other. It's across the board. I'm going to do it all the best I can, or I'm going to suck at all of it. So do it all the best you can, right? So use your present business as a means of getting a better one, and use your present environment as a means of getting a better one. If you're a Ruby in this business, be the best Ruby. Like, you want to go diamond? Fabulous. Be the best Ruby. Be the best leader to those 5 people that are on your team. Have a Zoom with them. Have a call with them. Don't put them in a group text and text them all at one time and give them blanket information. Build relationships with each and every one of those people. Now, obviously, they don't respond back to you. You know, you send them messages or you call them or you Facebook them or whatever, and they're like ghost. Well, then obviously they're ghost. Don't beat a dead horse. Okay, you're no longer on my chart. We'll just erase you and find somebody new to fill in that spot. But be the best Ruby, because when you're being the best Ruby, the best person you can for those people, when you're showing up for them, when you're partying with them, when you're answering their questions, you're going to be the best diamond. But if you're a crappy Ruby because all you want to do is get to diamond and you're not calling these people or talking to them or partying with them or doing, Zooms with them or virtuals with them, why do you think they're going to be with you when you're diamond? Why do you think you're going to get to diamond? So that's what this is about. Be clear, hold that vision, and do the right business. Be the best you are at the rank you are. If you're a diamond and you want to be an ambassador diamond, be the best diamond. Get to know those 24 people, or maybe there's only 10 that are actually alive and active and have a pulse. Get to know those 10 people. Find out who they are. What do they love? What do they love about this business? What's their favorite products? Get to know their kids. That's why I love how Alana always gets her girls together. Let's go have lunch together. Let's do a mommy play date. Bring your kids. We'll work and the kids can run around and play, or let's drop the kids off at daycare and let's go do some stuff together, right? And if you're not in the area, I've got some people on my team that I'm not in the area with. I'm not around them. So what do? I send private Facebook messages and private text. I don't put my people in a group. And if you do, that's totally fine. But you can do group stuff, but you've got to do private individual stuff. You've got to privately, individually message the people and say, hey, checking on you. How are things going? We got our party coming up on Sunday. I'm excited. How many people do you have coming? Whether it's virtual or in person, right? So be your vision of the right business is held with the faith and purpose will cause the supreme power, God, to move the right business towards you. And your action, if performed in a certain way, will cause you to move toward the business. If you're an employee or a wage earner, obviously, then, you don't want to be that anymore. You want to be, full-time entrepreneur. You've still got to be the best you are at your job. So hold the vision of yourself and your job and act with faith and purpose. And I'm not going to read this paragraph to you, but this is it. Like, if you haven't rewritten this part word for word, I want you to do that tonight. Rewrite that part word for word, because it's super important that you understand what that means. Your thoughts create. You communicate with God, and your action is blessed with gratitude, right? So you get into this space, reread this over and over again, okay? All right, yeah, the gratitude journal. Yep, perfect, okay. Sweet. Oh, cool, okay, I'm just reading back through. So before we do chapter 12, okay, so Holly, you said, awesome. So your grandpa owned a bunch of books, and he owned his own business. Cool. Yeah, and you write anything that's on your mind. That's totally fine. Totally fine. So, my gratitude journal is different every night. These statements that Caitlin posted, I do those. I do 10. So those are 4. I do the same 4 again, and then I do the first 2 again. So there's a total of 10. I think back through my day. What am I grateful for that's happened during the day? Maybe it was the person that I met. Maybe it was a new connection. Maybe it was like yesterday was Taylor's birthday. So it was all 10 were about her. Everything that I'm grateful for about her that's currently going on in her life, that's happened in the past. And then also things that I'm grateful for that haven't even happened yet that I want to happen. Her number one goal this year is to talk. Let's just put that in perspective. My child's number one goal is to have a verbal conversation with somebody like this. That's her goal. That's been her goal for 12 years, to talk. She wants to talk. She just wants to talk. And she's so close. She's so close. She really feels like this neurofeedback is going to help her get there. And the actual therapist, the owner of the Brainwave Center, today he told me, he said, she's doing so well. We've had 15 sessions. He said she's doing so well with the neurofeedback, and it's a computer program with her. Like, he has nothing to do with it. He pushes go and she listens to headphones and she's got electrodes on. And so there's this dance between her brain and the computer. The computer's reprogramming her. And he said she's doing so well. I want to move the electrodes to a different spot on her brain so that these two parts start communicating with each other so that we can see even faster progress, because I feel like she's really moving along quickly. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's great. I mean, she sits there 30 minutes twice a week, and it's working. It's working. And so, that's important that she's communicating her goals to God. This is what I want to do. And obviously she can't physically at this point pick herself up and drive herself, even though she's 16, but I pick her up from school 2 days a week, and I drive her physically to partake in her goals and our goals, obviously, for her to be able to talk and be able to have a better quality of life. And so it all happens by that paragraph. So write in your gratitude journal, whatever it is you want to accomplish and achieve, whatever it is that you're grateful for, that it's happened throughout your day. There's no wrong way you can do it. The only wrong way is to not do it. That's it. If you are like, oh, I'm too tired, I'm just going to go to bed, I'm not going to do my gratitude journal, you're not expressing your will over yourself, and your goals and dreams are not powerful enough for you to even try to achieve them. If the gratitude journal is not something that is important to you, you're like, I don't believe in that, I think that's crazy. Brent's a prime example. He was years ago set that way. And I'm like, well, try it, just see, because I seem to creating a fortune here with mine. Lots of things are happening that I'm writing on these pages. And it was literally the first thing he's like, well, I've been wanting to sell this bulldozer and it won't sell. And I'm tired of it. He's like, so I'm so happy and grateful for this bulldozer selling. Sold the thing the next day. Out of the blue, this guy contacts him and says, hey, I want to buy your bulldozer. And he looked at me. He's like, that did not just happen. I'm like, well, you might want to keep trying this little gratitude thing. And boom, boom, boom. He will still tell you, he's sleeping right now, but he'll tell you between 80 and 90% of what he writes in his gratitude journal happens every single year. He keeps track. He keeps track of the things that actually happen in his gratitude journal that he wants to happen and the things that don't. And he's like, it's about 80 to 90%, which is a pretty freaking incredible success rate for being grateful for something that happened that hasn't even happened yet. And I'm creating these things to happen. Places I want to go, things I want to do in our relationship, things I want to happen in my business. It's happening. And it's happening through a gratitude journal. I'm like, I don't know, whatever, right? Whatever works for you. So you must use your thought as directed in previous chapters and begin to do what you can do where you are, and you must do all that you can do where you are. Hang on. I can feel the tickle coming. All right, you can only advance by being larger than your present place, and no one is larger than the present place that leaves undone any work pertaining to the place. Just means do your job. Do your job. Do it the most effectively that you can, and that's being larger than your current place, right? Only those who more than fill their present place advance in the world. I underline the next page where it says, in the process, or in the animal world, evolution is caused by excess of life. Hang on, I got like a tickle right here. Sorry. It's like, take another drink, Stacey. I've went an hour talking and haven't taken a drink yet, so. At least I got rid of my raspy voice over last week. All right, so talks about social evolution, okay? No society could advance if everyone was smaller than its place, and the law of physical and mental evolution guides social evolution. So in the animal world, evolution is caused by excess of life. When an organism has more life that can be expressed in the functions of its own plane, it develops the organs of a higher plane, and a new species is originated. Like, that's been going on for billions of years. Nothing new there, right? We all get that. So there never would have been a new species had there not been organisms that more than filled their places. So the law is exactly the same for you. You're like, okay, great. What does evolution have to do with it? Your getting rich depends upon your applying this principle to your own affairs. So this is big right here, you guys. Right here, this is big. Okay? Every day is either a successful day or a day of failure. And it is the successful days that get where you want. If every day is a failure, you can never get rich. While if every day is a success, you cannot fail to get rich. So a success at the end of the day, every day, you look back and you say, what have I done that's been a success today? This is super important that you understand this, because especially, this is 1910, this was written. On the next page, this is huge, okay? A lot of people are like, I make my 6 list every night before I go to bed, the 6 things I have to write down that I have to do the next day, or maybe you have your calendar and you've got that in front of you. I personally have a calendar. It sits on my kitchen counter, and then I take it with me when I go places. And I also have a notepad. And so the immediate things I have to do, whether it's a phone call to make, like right now on my list, I've got to call this lady back that's a property casualty insurance agent to see if she wants to join our BNI. I've got to call her tomorrow morning. I've got to call the area director of BNI tomorrow morning. And then I've got to pick up some Starbucks gift cards for our brand new rubies. And so get those thank you cards out. So I've got to pick up those gift cards tomorrow. Those are the top 3 things that I have to do tomorrow after I leave the gym, before I shower, and get to Lana's house. Or, well, I'm actually not going to pick her up. But anyways, we're heading down to meet Caitlin and Kelsey. So that all has to happen before noon, because then I've got a 3 o'clock, and then I got to head back up here. So those are things on my list that have to happen in the morning. Those 2 phone calls and those gift cards picked up, because I want those gift cards in the mail by Saturday. So do every day all that can be done that day So those are my top 3 things. Does that make sense? What are your top things? Maybe there's 3, maybe there's 6. What's going to make you feel like when I cross those things off tomorrow, I'll be like, got that done. Success. Good. I'm good. I got that, and that done. Those are my main 3 things. That changes every day. But at the end of the day, I'm going to feel successful if I accomplish those things. Now, obviously, meeting with Kelsey and Caitlin and Alana, that's going to be a huge success, right? We're going to talk about business and planning and growth. Meeting with my 3 o'clock is meeting with 2 people on the leadership team in my BNI. Same thing, growth, growing our chapter, next level, what we're doing. Those are 2 things huge to be accomplished for my day tomorrow as well, too, that are on my list, obviously my calendar. So there is, however, a limitation or qualification of the above that you must take into account. You must not overwork and rush blindly into your business in the effort to do the greatest possible number of things in the shortest possible time. If tomorrow I don't connect with the property and casualty insurance lady, I call her and I don't connect with her, it's not the end of the world. I can talk to her on Monday, right? It is not that big of a deal. But I'm not going to try to rush and get 50 million things done and be ineffective at it. Okay, so I'm not going to overwork. I understand. So, in this business, building this business, a lot of times, obviously, entrepreneurs work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week, right? So we'll work. But is it effective work? Is it income producing activity? Is it productive? And I don't mean you're working 18 hours a day, like scrolling through social media and watching YouTube videos or training videos, or, you're watching this or that, or, you're randomly doing stuff, or maybe it doesn't take long to copy and paste and send messages. Obviously, you got to respond back to the messages. You're setting up your one-on-ones or your phone conversations or whatever with people, but you don't want to look up at the end of the day and you've never even seen your children or your spouse. You didn't take a shower. You didn't brush your teeth. Did you even eat, right? Or did you eat healthy? Did you go for a walk? Did you get some fresh air? You want to be able to be in that creative mode, and staying in that creative mode means that you're not, in this next paragraph, you are not to try to do tomorrow's work today, nor to do a week's worth of work in a day. It is not really the number of things you do, but the efficiency of each separate action that counts. So tomorrow, when I'm meeting with the girls for lunch, that's my focus. That is going to be that block of time that we're together, that 3 hours, that I want that to be as super productive as possible, right? Because when we leave, I want to make sure they all get everything that they need from me to help them go to the next level in their businesses. Okay. When I meet with the people I've got to meet with in my BNI for our leadership, I want to walk away from that going, we've got a game plan to take our chapter to the next level and to help grow it and to expand, blah, blah, blah. Right. So be effective, be efficient. I'm not going to be all over the place during that time. And if there's an emergency, if it's like Brent's messaging me saying something, or, there's something, sometimes school messages me, I'll respond to my phone. But I'm not going to be on my phone doing 50 million other things. Now, if you're signing up a loyal customer and you're with some girls on your team, you're like, hey, peace out. I got to sign up this loyal customer real quick. I'll be right back. We get that. That's part of the work, right? But be efficient and effective. Be productive. Like when I'm sitting there having a conversation with Trey, I'm not on my phone. In the meantime, I'm giving him direct one-on-one time. We're having a conversation. We're talking. I don't care what's coming in on the phone. It can wait 15 minutes for me to finish my conversation with him, and I can check those messages after. If that girl doesn't want to buy my Thermofite X in 15 minutes, I don't give a rat's ass if she buys it or not, right? Like if she can't wait 15 minutes for me to have a conversation with my kid, then it's not really that important to her anyways. Okay? So be effective with your time, no matter what your time is. And then on the other hand, if you're like, hey, I tell Trey, hey, buddy, mom's got a Zoom, right? I'm out. I went to him about 10 till 9. I said, hey, I've got a Zoom at 9 o'clock. Do you need any food? Do you need anything else? Are you good right now? I'll check back with you after my Zoom. So he knows on the flip side that I'm out for the next hour to hour and a half, and you got to take care of yourself and deal with everything else. And I'll check back with you after I'm done, because I want to give all my time here. Like my phone, like this, there's stuff all over here, right? This is like, there's notifications. Okay. Lots of them. All right. It doesn't matter. There's no emergency right now. You guys matter. What's in this book, what we're talking about, matters. Efficient and effective, right? So I'm not like, oh, hang on, let me check. She says this. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, this one won. Oh, this girl won. Okay. I'm not doing that. It's fine. Put it down, right? Let's focus on this, the task at hand. Same thing like when I'm doing my gratitude journal. I'm focusing on my gratitude journal. I'm silencing my phone. When I'm doing my meditation, I'm silencing my phone. I'm being efficient and effective in what I'm doing. And then I feel accomplished and I feel success. And that's what I want you to feel at the end of every day. I don't want you to feel like you're a hamster on a hamster wheel or a chicken running around with your head cut off and you're like, "Blah!" Right? That's where the whole multitasking. Oh, women can multitask. We can do 25 different things at one time. And I'm not saying I don't multitask at different things. I mean, who can't talk on the phone and put away laundry at the same time? Oh, my husband. Okay. But women can do that, right? We can talk on the phone and drive at the same time, or talk on the phone and put away laundry, or fix some food and have a conversation with somebody at the same time, right? Maybe men can't too. I don't know. Just mine can't. But we can do those kind of multitasking things, but be efficient with your income producing activity, or be efficient when you're having a conversation with your spouse. Put your phone down and say, hey, let's have a conversation. Let's have 30 minutes together where we're just talking and bouncing stuff off each other. We're not watching TV. We're not, on our phones, but we're giving each other undivided attention. That's important. Okay. So the cause of failure is doing too many things in an inefficient manner and not doing enough things in an efficient manner. That's super important. Like, I don't know if you guys understood that or not, but that is super important that you understand the cause of failure is doing too many things in an inefficient manner. How can you be more efficient of your time? I am not one to teach you time management. I run me. I do what works for me. That doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Maybe you're someone that has to wake up in the morning and do your morning routine. You've got your journal, you've got your meditation, you've got your reading, you've got whatever it is, your walk, or whatever is that you're doing in the morning. Maybe you start your day that way. You do you. You figure out what works best for you. But at the end of the day, you need to take a check of your day and go, do I feel success? Do I feel like I've accomplished things today? Have I made new connections? Did I sign any customers or distributors? Did I train my team? Did I do a party? Have I set things on my calendar? What did I do that was effective today? If you're like, yeah, I don't got any of that, then you're not managing your time correctly, and you need to figure out how you're going to do that. You want to watch a YouTube video? I don't know. There's a gazillion people out there that talks about time management. I just know from personal experience and with coaching so many entrepreneurs, wannabe entrepreneurs over the years, that when they don't have a job, like when you have a job and you're working your side hustle, your works business on the side, you can fit a whole lot of stuff in, right? You can figure out how to deal with the kids and the spouse and the food and the laundry and the cleaning and the business and all this. And then when you don't have a job, it's like, and this is, I'm not talking about anybody on here, but I'm talking about in the past, I watch people and they're like, they flounder because they don't know what to do with themselves and with their time. So however you need to get structured, that you need to do that so that you are effective and that you are setting yourself up for success every single day. So on the next page where it says, you will see that it is self-evident proposition that if you do not do any insufficient or inefficient acts, and if you do a sufficient number of efficient acts, you'll become rich. So what that means is if you do enough things efficiently, if you are effective at doing your business, at your income producing activity, you will become rich. If you are effective at it. If you feel like you fly by the seat of your pants. I've talked to you guys about this before where people are like, I'm ADD, I'm ADHD. I'm like, no, you're not. You're an adult. Get your shit together. You're an adult. Focus. Take Confianza. If you need to take Confianza, take Keto Energy. Drink Keto Coffee. Make a game plan of your day. If you need to color code it, if you need to block it out, I don't care. You're an adult. Get a grip. It's like, as a teacher, I remember the kids that would come in. Yeah, oh, absolutely, you can give your Confianza to your son. Totally. We've started kids as young as 2. Yeah, give him one. Give him one every day. If he didn't like zip in, focus in 15 minutes, give him 2. I remember as a teacher, kids would come in and their backpacks were insane. Caitlin, you've seen this where there's papers flying everywhere, stuff is shoved in. The backpack looks like a war zone inside of there. And I'd be like, oh my God, that's what the inside of this child's head is like, right? They're all over the board. Look at your desk, look at your office, look at your house, your room, your area. Like, is stuff a hot mess? Is stuff everywhere? Is it crazy? Is it chaotic? Or is stuff in its place and organized? When I look at a backpack and it's organized inside, I'm like, that kid's got their stuff together. How do you teach that? How do you teach that to someone? How do you teach them those organizational skills? The only thing I can do is model it. I modeled it for Trey. I told him this is what your folder needs to look like. These are your folders. This is your science. This is your math. This is your reading. You have to keep each individual paper inside of the folders. I just told him that is what you do. When he was little kindergartner, you are in charge of these. Here is your pockets, your little zipper pouch for your pencils and your glue stick and your scissors, and that goes inside your backpack. And then this little pouch over here is where you're going to put your ruler and your eraser, and there you are organized. Now you do that every day. It doesn't work for everybody. I'm not saying it does. That's what I did with my kid. And when I had kids at school, I'd be like, take all that out. Just throw it away. I don't even care what it is. Just get rid of all of it. Clean every single thing out. Do you see what that looks like? Do you see? That is clean. Do you see that? That those things are clean and organized. So you make it look like that every day. And I'm one too. I know what Lindsay used to joke with me all the time. She's like, your purse is insane. She'd dump it like once a month because I just throw shit in my purse, right? Oh, I put this in here. And I used to be worse about it. It used to be crazy inside of my purse because I would just throw stuff in and it'd get to the bottom and it'd just kind of hang out there. But over the years, I've become more and more, and I'm even like more so now, like everything's in its spot because I have the right pieces inside of my purse. I've got one thing for my debit and credit card. I've got one thing that my billfold that has my cash in it. I've got another thing that has a pouch that has all my oils and lotions and makeup and stuff like that. And then I have another bag that has all my at work samples in it. Those are all inside of my purse. So I'm organized with inside of my purse now, more so than I've ever been. Probably the last 4 or 5 years, right? And I do the same thing in my office and in my closet, in my bathroom. Things go in cubbies. They go in their spots. They go in their baskets. They go in their wherever they're supposed to go, bags or whatever, so that things are organized and in their places. And that's what you want to do. You want to be efficient and you want to keep things organized and you want to keep things clean, because then what happens is your day is efficient and organized and clean. And not every day is going to be perfect. I'm not saying that, right? But get rid of the clutter. Exactly. Get rid of the stuff. If you look at it and you haven't worn it in 3 years, you're not going to wear it. Give it away. Give it to somebody else that doesn't have any clothes. You still got clothes, right? If you wear those shoes, if you haven't worn those shoes in 2 years, someone else will take them. Get rid of them. Like you're saving them for that one outfit and then you forgot you got rid of that one outfit. So you're like, get rid of the shoes, right? Get rid of it. If there's stuff in your drawers, like you should be able to look in your drawers and easily quickly find your stuff, whether it's your underwear or your shorts, or whether you're looking in drawers for papers or whatever, in your office or in your kitchen, your silverware. Like, but I don't know about your makeup drawer. My makeup drawer got the little divider things inside of it. Here's one thing where my ponytail holders are. Here's where I put like my blush and my powder. Here's my eyeliner, my mascara. Here's my foundation. Here's my, eyeshadows. It all has its place. My toothbrush and toothpaste go in this drawer. My Wow, that Wow, it's got its own drawer. Swear to God, my Wow has its own drawer in the bathroom. It's all Wow in there. And yeah, Caitlin, you're organized that way. That is so cool. So if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, great. But get yourself organized. It's January. This is a cleansing, purging, get rid of crap that doesn't serve you, that you don't need, that you don't use, and get organized. Because when you're organized in your personal environment, right, then you're setting yourself up for success to be organized in your business, in your life. Yeah, have to have a home for everything, right? Everything belongs. And if you're using it, it's useful, keep it. If it's not, then get rid of it, right? Somebody else can use it or you just throw it away. Whatever, All right, so we're going to finish up here. this page where it says the matter turns then the question of whether you can make each separate act a success in itself. We've talked about this, and you can certainly do so. All you have to do is all the power is working with you. All the power cannot fail. Power is at your service. And to make each act efficient, you only have to put power into it, right? Every action strong or weak, you're going to make your action strong. Every act can be made strong and efficient by holding your vision while you're doing it with faith and purpose, right? So at this point, it is at this point that people who separate mental power from personal action fail. So you have a mental purpose, right? Maybe it's cleaning out your closet this weekend. Put in that action. I've got to declutter. I've got to clean stuff out. I've got to give stuff away. Get trash bags out. Start filling them up. Okay? Get your calendar out. If you don't have a calendar yet for 2019, holy shit, get a calendar. Like, you should have a calendar, like a physical calendar in front of you, and you need to be looking at the days and go, what am I putting on this calendar to build my business? What am I putting on this calendar that's going to get me towards my goals and my dreams? If you don't have a dream board, this is the weekend to do it. Get some magazines. Go to the nail places, the hair places. They'll give you their old magazines for free. Go to the grocery stores. You can buy them. Yes, they cost money. It's your life. It's your future, right? You're going to make a small investment. You can reuse those magazines year after year. Print stuff off. Print it off. Go to the library. If you don't have a printer, you should have a printer. Printer's only $100. You should definitely have a printer. Paper, ink, I get it. But if you need to go to the library, if you need to go to Office Depot, do that. Print it off in black and white if you don't have time for color right now. Get out your damn crayons and color it. I don't care. But you got to have stuff on a dream board. You've got to have a printer. Remember me talking about that, Alana? Cannot deal with it. A printer. I've never in my life not had a printer. Since they came out with printers, I've had a printer my entire life. I cannot imagine life without a printer. Like, you have to print stuff. We print stuff all the time. Every day that printer's going. You used to go to the library. I know, isn't that insane? The hell has time to go to the library? The money you save in gas, the time in the damn traffic, you would beyond pay for a printer and paper and ink, right? But if all the power goes into every action, no matter how commonplace, every act will be success in itself. And since it's the nature of things that every success opens the way to other successes. This is important right here. Listen, top of this page. Look, I've even got arrows. Your progress toward what you want and the progress of what you want toward you will become increasingly rapid. Remember that successful action is cumulative in results. Did you hear that? Let me say this again. But if all power goes into every act, no matter how commonplace, no matter if it's me picking up the phone and calling this property and casualty insurance agent, I'm doing it with a purpose. I want her to join my BNI. Obviously, she'll become my customer. She lives in my subdivision. I'm going to make that connection and get to know that lady, period. I got a purpose for it, right? I'm putting a purpose towards that phone call, okay? No matter how commonplace, every act will be a success in itself. And since it's the nature of things that every success opens the way for other successes. Did you hear that? Every success opens the way for other successes. Your progress toward what you want and the progress of what you want toward you will become increasingly rapid. Remember, successful action is cumulative in results. This is your snowball. You're putting it together. Remember, you're filling your calendar. You're booking parties. You're going live. You're reaching out to people. You're cleaning out your closets. You're filling up your calendar, right? You're patting that snowball together. And then what happens is you're effective with those things. You're effective. And your snowball gets going and gets going and gets going. You actually have the party. You actually do what you say you're going to do. You actually contact these people. You really do have a calendar. You're setting up, Kelsey, you're setting up your first vendor event. You are getting that snowball going down the hill. And what happens is it speeds up over time, right? How fast are you going to pat it? How fast are you going to get your shit together? How fast are you going to make that dream board and know what your goals and dreams are? How fast are you going to get in that gratitude journal and start writing your life into creation? How fast are you going to do that? Effectively, right? On purpose, with a clear intention and vision. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't even know how. That's what God's for. He does that part. All I know is this is what I want. This is what I want to do. If it's one thing, you know that one thing, this is what I want. And you start working towards it. And it's going to speed up. You're going to see it happen quickly. How did Kelsey go diamond in 3 months? How did Caitlin go diamond in 4 months? Efficient action. consistent, efficient action, success, cumulative, right? Over a short period of time for them. I think it took Alana a year to go diamond. Totally fine, right? 26 days later, she's double diamond. Another year later, she's triple diamond. I mean, my God, you guys, what are y'all doing? 9 months. Sorry, Alana, 9 months. I mean, what are y'all doing for the next 3 years where you can end up being a 6-figure income earner? 2 years. 2 years in the business. She's just over 2 years and she's earning 6 figures. She just bought a brand new home, paid buku money down on it. I mean, living debt free, has money in savings. Come on. Where can you do that in real world life? But she works for it. She's efficient. Her phone conversations, I hear the girl on the phone all the time every time I'm around her, right? Her phone's dinging constantly. She is on the phone. She's messaging with people. She's having conversations. She's writing things down. She's booking appointments. She's booking one-on-ones. She's going to events. It's efficient action. It's cumulative. Okay, so it took her that 9 months to get to diamond. But what happened after that? Boom, that snowball was freaking flying down the hill. And here she turns just a few days later, double diamond, right? And then she's keeping that snowball going. She's building momentum and she's bringing in higher quality, better quality people because she's raising her vibration. She's becoming that higher quality, better quality person, right? She's getting into personal growth and development, which she resisted for such a long time. But anyways, it's all good. No hard feelings, Alana. Took you a while to listen to me. Why? I don't know. If you just do everything I said the first time I said it, we'd be a lot farther along. But it's okay. I love the relationship we have, that love-hate relationship. Like, I'm going to kill you. And you're like, I'm going to kill you if you tell me one more time to do this. And I'm like, I'm going to tell you one more time and I'm never going to tell you again. You're like, all right, I'll do it. All right. You do much better now. Yes, you do. I love you. All right. So in efficient manner, in saying that you must hold your vision while you're doing each act, however trivial or commonplace. If you wish speedy results, spend practically all your spare time in this practice. Your faith and purpose, and cause your best effort to put forth. Contemplate your picture in your leisure hours until your consciousness is so full of it that you can grasp it instantly. You will become so enthused with its bright promises that the mere thought of it will call forth the strongest energies of your whole being. And then again, he repeats what he calls the syllabus, right? That thinking stuff. This is so important, you guys. You become so enthused with the bright promises that the mere thought of it will call forth the strongest energies of your whole being. When you know what you want and you can feel it, it's done. It's done. The moment you can feel it, you can tap into that feeling. Today, Lisa and I met at the beach, and we're working on some stuff. And we were right there towards the end, and I started laughing. I'm like, I felt it. It's done. I felt it. It's totally done. Just like Kelsey, yeah, with a Jeep. You see it, you feel it, like it's done. It's done. Holly, diamond, done. You feel it. When you lock into it and it's like this inside of you that makes you laugh and you're kind of like, yeah, that, sweet. It's done. All you've got to do is apply that daily, consistent, efficient action every day, right? And the faster you do that, the more efficient you are with your action. You stay in that receptive mode, you'll get it faster. You'll get it. It will happen. It's going to happen because you've locked into it. Your job is to keep yourself tapped in, tuned in, turned on. Your job is to keep yourself immersed in the truth of God's abundant life for yourself. And don't waver. Don't waver. It's like, it's a big no. No, I'm in my bubble. I'm in my area over here doing my thing. Peace out. If you don't want to be part of it, don't care. Right? Because this is all about what I'm creating. I want to look back and have no regrets. I want to look back and go, I want my children to look back and go, that was the best freaking childhood ever. Like, that rocked. My parents, my mom, this was incredible. Right? I don't know about Brent, but this is what I want. I want Trey to look back and go, that was the most amazing childhood. Oh my God, we got to go here. We got to experience this. We did this together as a family. We got to do this. We got to snuggle and blah, 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 and all the fun stuff. My mom took me to this, and this is stuff we got to do together, right? It's not about, his iPhone X or his PlayStation. It's about the experiences, the memories, right? Because when I'm gone, what's he going to have? He's not going to remember Fortnite. Like, it's going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember I used to play Fortnite with my friends. Okay, yeah, fun, whatever. Like, I remember playing Mario Brothers as a kid. Woo, yeehaw, right, on Nintendo. I'm not even that old. I don't know how I just said that. But it's about the experiences. For me, those experiences took place on the ball field. That's where my experiences with my family took place. That were the most impactful for me. And so you want to think about that. Think 5 years from now. Like, when I think 5 years from now, what am I going to accomplish in that time? What are the goals and dreams that I'm gonna put out there? Those big, they're called BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. What am I gonna put out there? Like, there's no way I could do this. But when it happens, you're like, that's God. That's me staying tapped in, tuned in, turned on, connected to God, staying active and working towards a purpose. Maybe it takes me, like the Rolex. It took me 5 years. 5 years before that was on my arm as mine. Paid for, cash, done. What else was going to take place during that 5 years? I mean, I didn't obsess over I have to have it, but it was something I wanted. I put it out there. I wanted it. And I would have probably got it faster if I would have focused on it more so, but I was happy in the way that it came about. And it was what I wanted. It's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. Whereas something else, like the new vehicle that I wanted, I'm like, and I need it now. I want it now. Let's make more action happen to make this happen, right? He's like, what? I said new vehicle. And he's like, wake up. So you guys, we're going to finish the book next week because we're going to do chapters 13, 14, 15. 16 is really short. 17 is just a one-page summary. So we're going to finish next week, which is perfect timing because we have conference coming up the following week. And so, yeah, I'm so excited for that and to see all of you guys there and all the amazing goodness that's going to take place that weekend. I found out last night. You want a little snippet? Pam did tell me, FYI, she said we've got to do it after conference, but she did say, I want to jump on your Science of Getting Rich Zoom, and I really want to talk to everybody about the Science of Getting Rich. So I know with her schedule's pretty slammed between now and conference. I don't know. I can try again, but we talked about the other day, and she's like, oh, I don't know if I can have time to get it in between everything else, because I do a lot to prepare for conference. It's not like, hey, just show up and do my thing, But anyway, she did bring it up to me. She said, I want to get on your Zoom. I know I said I was going to do that last go around, and I didn't get a chance to because she was traveling so much. But she did share with me last night, this is top secret, she did share with me that there is a guest speaker at conference, and we're going to be super excited and fired up about this guest speaker. So she wouldn't give any hints or clues, but at the time we were talking about how, and it's not Rachel Hollis, but at least I don't think so. But anyways, we were talking at the time about how Rachel Hollis actually last year spoke at Arbonne's conference and at Rodan and Fields conference. And she did say at the end of her documentary how she supports MLMs, direct sales, mamas on the side, doing their hustle, their side business, photography, weddings, things like that. She really is a big supporter of that. So I was like, sweet, is Rachel Hollis speaking at our conference? And she's like, oh, no. I was like, well, I don't know who it is, but I don't care who it is, but I'm glad because the year that they had Sean Anker come in, he's written a couple books. One's called The Happiness Advantage. Fabulous books. He was incredible. We had Rachel Cruz, Dave Ramsey's daughter, spoke that year as well, too, and it was really good. So I'm excited to see who this guest speaker is. All right, so Holly, you said you swear a black diamond will happen. I remember you first started saying it, and make that up, double check. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. The next day, listen to a Black Diamond Zoom that Joel and Steph did. Nope, you didn't make it up. Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's it. It's going to happen. Your goals and dreams will happen. It's going to take time. So anyways, you guys, we're going to finish up next week, and I'm excited to end the book with you guys and to hear about and see all the incredible things that are happening. So keep me posted. You guys have a